Hi there, I'm Dan and I'm part of the North Star Year-Round team. We want to pass along some tips and tricks as we know that you are busy helping your camper get prepared for camp. And so today I'm focused on packing and shopping. I've got some pro tips for you that will hopefully be helpful in the process of getting your camper ready when it comes to this stuff. So I'm going to jump right in. Tip number one, shop smart. I know it can be fun to go to high-end stores and buy really expensive gear. The reality is that camp is hard on gear and clothing. Stuff gets dirty, stuff gets lost, and so keep that in mind. The reality is that the boots or the fleece that you buy for your camper this summer, they're going to outgrow it by next summer. They may even outgrow it by the end of the summer. And so be mindful of that. You don't need to go to expensive stores. You can go to places like REI, like Target, like Walmart, sporting goods stores, but really do not recommend spending a lot of money when it comes to camp gear. Tip number two, if you are buying new baggage for your campers especially, we recommend going with duffels and not with trunks. If you're a camper in the 1980s, you may be used to the big clunky foot lockers, but in reality, they're pretty unwieldy. We don't have campers keeping things in foot lockers over the summer. Duffels are easy to store. And so buy duffels. The two main factors you want are, first off, that they're big enough for your camper's gear, and secondly, that they're durable, that the fabric is tough, that the seams and zippers are tough. You don't need to go and get duffel bags that have wheels or lots of other bells and whistles. A standard, straight up, tough duffel bag is the way to go. Tip number three. One place that we do recommend spending some money on, especially if you are buying new, is your camper's sleeping bag. The right sleeping bag is going to last your camper not just their entire camp career, but it could last them well beyond that. And so if you're going to buy a new sleeping bag, go to a sporting goods store, a camping store if you want to, or buy online. But we do recommend, first off, that it is quick drying, and that means no cotton or flannel lining, and that it's relatively lightweight. Next tip, when it comes to packing, have your camper help you pack. Is it going to make the process easier and quicker? No, it's not. But it's going to give them a sense of ownership in the process. It's also going to give them a pretty good feel for the gear that they bring to camp with them. A lot of campers actually do not know the clothing and other gear that they bring to camp. And so having them help in this process is going to give them some more ownership and a little bit more responsibility over their gear going into camp. I think we're on to tip number five. Do not send anything that you absolutely positively have to have back at the end of the summer. That might include valuable, expensive gear. That might include a special keepsake, a teddy bear, or a gift from a grandparent. If it has to get home at the end of the summer, we recommend not packing it. We would hate to have a camper heartbroken because a special memento got lost in the process or at camp. Next tip, label everything. And when it comes to labeling, first name and last name. Sharpies are your friend, so label things generously. Don't just put initials on there. Don't just put their first name and last initial. Don't just put their nickname on there, and write clearly. You may think that your camper is the only Andy S at camp, but in reality, there are like 5 of them. And so we recommend put their full name on there. The last morning of camp, of packing day, our lost and found pile looks like the Northwoods version of Bed Bath & Beyond with all the towels and other items that we need to return to campers. We can reunite lost and found a lot easier when a full name is on each item. Next tip. We don't recommend packing items excessively with like Ziplocs and other bags and stuff like that. It might seem like it's going to make the process a lot easier for your camper on the unpacking side of things, but in reality, we've seen cabins littered with Ziploc bags everywhere. It creates a lot of waste. It just does make the process a little bit more cumbersome. We don't love all that waste at camp from a philosophical standpoint. We take care of the duffel bags. We're making sure they're not sitting in water. They're not going to get musty, and so leave the Ziplocs out. Next tip, you may want to know what the shelving is like at camp. Every camper is going to have at least one set of like open shelves, a couple levels of shelves. You do not need to send your camper with plastic bins or tubs. Stuff will go straight onto shelves, and that's all they need. Finally, last tip, it's a kind of a two-sided tip. and that's to follow the packing list. Our equipment list or our packing guide is on the Camp In Touch system as well as the Preparing for Camp section of the North Star website. It will walk you through what to pack. It will walk you through quantities of how much gear to pack. It will also tell you, in other documents that we have, will tell you what gear not to bring. Things like, but not limited to, cell phones, contraband candy, egg crate mattresses, mattress pads. If you want to know the rationale behind any of that stuff, you're welcome to call or email. We can tell you why we are asking you to leave some of those things at home. But of utmost importance is that we want your camper's relationship with their counselor to get off on the right foot. And if a counselor has to take away a cell phone or something else that they're not supposed to have on that first day or first night of camp, that really doesn't set anyone up for success. So we ask for your support to make sure that your camper is going to have a positive relationship with their counselor and our staff, and to follow that packing list, both the stuff to bring and not to bring. And finally, just so you know, you can call, email any member of the North Star team at any point in time. We're here to help you with packing, shopping, tips, but really anything. Let us know how we can help. And we're looking forward to seeing your son soon.